When we think about microplastics, we think about accidents. We think about a plastic water bottle degrading in the sun, or synthetic fleece shedding in the laundry, or a sea turtle caught in the net. We think of plastic as something that happens to our food. But there's one specific item in the grocery store where the plastic isn't really an accident. It's actually not even the packaging, it's the recipe. And you are voluntarily paying $2 to put a piece of petroleum directly into your mouth and grind your teeth against it for about an hour. Now, at the spring of 2025 meeting of the American Chemical Society, a team of researchers from UCLA presented a pilot study that completely upended what we think about the exposure to polymers. They have proven that a single piece of chewing gum releases, are you ready, up to 3,000 microscopic particles directly into your saliva. What I want to show you here is that my director has created this animation. It's basically demonstrating how when you chew gum, this is what's happening. What's really important to understand here is the time bomb aspect of the abrasion. You need to understand that about 94% of the plastic inside chewing gum sheds off within the first 8 minutes. Take a look at this. At the bottom, you see the graph of microplastics shedding off from the chewing gum. We're going to talk about what happens if it's natural chewing gum or unnatural chewing gum. And these are the direct numbers from the study. Look what happens. These are your teeth, and this is the gum that you're chewing. The sheer stress of your teeth is making microplastics shed off or come out. Those little white particles are microplastics as you chew the gum. As you're putting pressure on the gum itself, these microplastics are shedding off. And only after 8 minutes, about 94% of the plastic is shedding off, and you are basically ingesting it into your saliva or through your saliva. Now, to understand why this happens, you have to look at the ingredient label of the pack of gum. It usually says something incredibly vague like gum base. I'll leave the animation running so you can see how this works. Because of trade laws, companies don't have to tell you what that gum base actually is. Next time you buy chewing gum, take a look at the ingredients. But structurally, it's a synthetic rubber. It's made of polyolefins. Go look that up. Polyethylene, which is the exact same chemical structure as the plastic grocery bag. And styrene butadiene rubber. Styrene butadiene is the synthetic compound we have invented to manufacture the thread on the car tires and the soles of your shoes. We just took it, we added red dye 40, an artificial watermelon flavor, and marketed it as chewing gum for high schoolers. But here's a terrifying physics problem. Plastic does not dissolve in water. Your saliva cannot break down a car tire. So why the plastic shedding in your mouth is a huge thing, and why is it even shedding in your mouth? Because your jaw is a heavy-duty mechanical rock crusher, like your teeth right here, right? Human molars can exert up to 200 pounds of bite force. When you chew on a piece of gum, you are subjecting your polymer matrix to extreme repetitive mechanical shear stress, like what's happening here. And those white particles are microplastics. Apart at the microscopic level, the UCLA researchers measured this exact mechanical degradation. They had subjects to chew 10 different commercial branded gum. Taking saliva samples every 30 seconds, they found that every gram of gum shed between 100 and over 600 plastic particles, and it happens incredibly fast. By minute 8, which is something that you see here, 94% of microplastics have already been torn off from the base and swallowed. The median size of these particles is about 45 micrometers. That's roughly half the width of a human hair. And if you chew a pack of gum per week, which is about 160 sticks a year, you are directly ingesting 30,000 microplastic particles annually, completely bypassing the environmental food chain and maintaining it and mainlining it back directly into your system. Now, a quick tangent. You would say, Brian, I'm smarter than this. I only buy expensive organic natural chewing gum made from real tea sap. I have terrible news for you. The researchers have tested organic gums, right? All natural chicle-based gum too. They have expected them to be more clean, right? But they weren't. The organic gum shed the exact same amount of plastic as the synthetic ones. The question is, you would ask, well, what gives? Why is this even happening, right? Because the global food supply chain is so fundamentally saturated with petrochemicals, that's the name. that even if you extract pure sap from a tree in Central America, by the time it's processed, mixed in vat, extruded through industrial machinery, and wrapped in foil packaging, it's entirely cross-contaminated with plastic. We have built a world where you literally cannot manufacture a sticky substance without accidentally embedding polymers into it. Let's come back to this one here, which brings us to the actual physical reality of what we're actually doing to ourselves. We are the only one species on the planet, let me change the camera here, that intentionally engineers an indigestible substance purely for neurological hits of an artificial flavor. We took the greatest, most durable material science breakthrough of 20th century, petroleum polymers, designed, are you ready, to last for 10,000 years, and we have turned it into a disposable pacifier. We chew it because we're anxious, we chew it because we're bored, or because we want our breath to smell like wintergreen. We treat our own bodies like landfills, assuming our biology will somehow filter out the synthetic architecture of the modern world. But biology always keeps receipts. Spit it out. I'll see you tomorrow.